Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saturday edition Reloading Live. Good to see you guys. Of course, nobody's here yet, but hopefully they'll come in. Echo will be here in a minute. We got a few links sent out. So anyway, thought we'd do a quick show, or maybe a long show. Who knows? And hopefully we won't stream over anyone. But I may go over tonight, guys, and I may go over the competition shareholders, or Echo may do cover 223 again. I've never did a live on the setup of the 223. So, hey, Critter. Good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping in. I may end up setting this up. I have to go ahead and break it back down, but I will. Hey, Reloader 762. Good to see you. Milsurp. MSB 9021. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you guys being here. I thought I'd throw something together here for a minute, and kind of did it about 15 minutes ago, actually. So hopefully it'll work out. And Echo will be here. He went to the wrong stream, I think, a little earlier. Hopefully he found this one. If not, I'm by myself. So how you guys doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. I went shopping today. There's Echo.
Hey.
Oh, hang on. I got to put my ear things on now because Echo's in here. I was by myself. I didn't need it. Hang on. I didn't want to be that late for the show, so that's why I started it, Echo.
Yeah.
Hang on,
we got a side chat.
Wait a minute. These things are aggravating, but they work good.
Got websites in here too.
They can hear you though, Echo, can't they? Can you hear me?
Yeah, they can hear me.
Hang on. For some reason, hang on. Sorry.
No worries. Hey, everybody in the side chat.
I think I've got everything turned on. Hey, contact.
Got you 5x5.
Hey. Sorry about the delay, guys. I got so much stuff to plug in. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 items.
Cold.
Hook up. We already got a few guys in here. Critter jumped in here. Reloader 762, Milsurp Duo, MSB 9021. He's back with us. He or she, I'm not probably a he, being reloading. G Webs is with us. MCK, hey MCK, how you doing, brother? Let me highlight you guys for a minute here. This is I threw this together quick. And I mentioned earlier for you guys. Well, you probably heard me. I may, if I have to, I'll break the T7 down and we'll go over the competition shell holders. And I know it's been done quite a bit, but hey, not by me. So we'll do it and see how it goes if we need to. Okay, somebody just did something on. That's good about this YouTube. I get a notification through Microsoft Edge, Echo.
Oh, wow.
But the only thing is, it pops up on the guys in the side chat, so I can't see them. I have to close it out every time. Hey, PA Reloader, I watched your video today on the Lee. Good dies. I have a 9mm 4 deluxe set. Yeah. I use mostly use the factory crimp die and the Redding for 223. And I have the Lee in 9mm actually. And the Redding I have in 9mm and 223 and 308. So, hey, Andy's here. Good to see you, Andy. Andy 79Z28, the Zinc Master.
The Zinc Master.
The Robe. I still haven't forgot that night. And I didn't say that. I kept quiet. Remember that night, Andy, you went on Uncle Jim and nobody knew who you were? And I think you had your name up there, the Robe. And everybody, and I knew who it was when I seen the Robe. And I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything. I've only been on Uncle Jim. Actually, me and Echo was thinking about coming on his show tonight. I mentioned Echo. I was probably going to maybe log in here and get on here and run my mouth for a while. So,
PA Reloader, I just subscribed to you, sir.
I hope
I'm gonna invite.
Go ahead, Echo.
My name, his name is Chris. So PA Reloader. If you're interested, in coming on the channel and doing an interview with me and AR. We'd love to have you on and help put a spotlight on your channel and help it grow a
Yeah.
little bit, and just talk to you and find out what you're all about and what the channel's all about. I'm very interested. I just subbed, and I think AR just subbed too.
I was thinking I was already subbed, but I could be wrong. I definitely watched your video. I think when I watched it, even on my big screen, I typically sub everybody.
You want me to
Yeah,
send you
I'm
a link
subbed.
to his?
No,
Yeah, okay.
I'm subbed.
All right, good.
Yeah, I watched his lead video
Ah,
this evening. Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was interested. I've got a lot of lead eyes. I'm a lead guy myself.
I had a good day. Went shopping. Found Varget. Varget powder, unfortunately, was 7 pounds, 1 pound jugs in stock, or cans, whatever you want to call them, and $50. I said, nope, I can't do it. If it had been $40, 45, I might have done it. And I may go back tomorrow at 12 because most likely they didn't sell them. They
Yeah,
don't sell a lot there, so I may go get a pound or two. I just hate paying $100 for 2 pounds.
here's the thing though. If you go and buy a couple pounds, make sure you get the same lot number.
Yeah, they got 7 1 pound things in.
Yeah, so
I
they
couldn't
probably
see it,
are
yeah.
all the same
Mhm.
lot. But if so, you just look on there. Would get some magnifying glasses. That's what I use.
Yeah, I asked him. I said, "How's primers past few months? 'Cause I haven't been calling you." I said, "I used to call. Who's your owner's name? I forget." Hey, I'm old. Give me a break. I said. He said, "Mark." I said, "That's right, Mark." I said, "During COVID, or right before COVID, Mark, the owner's son, says, hey, just call me, tell me your name. We'll hold the primers for you." I said, but then they quit. But I says, he said they have had a few come in. I said, how much? He said, like 130. I said, no. Last I called, they were $89. Maybe first 6 months of COVID, I think. And I'm not going to pay $130 for 1,000 primers.
Mm,
That's ridiculous.
no, not $100 over what they cost. That's too much.
Yeah.
I could do 50 a pound for Varget. I could do that because that powder is my one rifle powder that I use for 308 and 223 and a lot of other stuff.
That's what I told him. I told him something you just said. I said, man, I can do 223, 308. I said, that powder is good powder. I said, it's the unicorn powder. I got that from you, like you said the other night. Hey, Michael Hurtnick's with us. Good to see you, Michael. Critter MCK, yeah. He's joined us. Thanks, guys, for dropping by. I did send some emails out. Randy says 125 for 1,000. Yes, high. He ain't kidding. I think he said 129. I said, can't do it. If I was out, if I need him to go shoot, I might do it. I'd have to think hard on it. But I don't have to shoot. Be honest, I'm not a pro shooter, so I can choose when I shoot. Andy says Unique was 45. The good thing about Unique, though, look, if you're going to load like 9, you can load how many? 3,000 rounds out of a 1 pound container? Something like that, if I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, depends on your load, but somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah. Oh, Harold Farmer's joined us. Good to see you, Harold. Did you get a hold of Curtis?
Yeah, Curtis is out to dinner with his wife, but he said to say hello to you and that he sends his best and hopes you're doing well.
I tell him I said same back to him.
Yeah,
Hope he's doing well.
Yeah. He's going to be on Monday on the show with all of us. So Monday night, we're doing a little chat at 8:05, me and ARR, and having some people on. So we'll be doing that as well. But
yeah, you're right, Critter. It does sound better, don't it?
What did Critter say?
You get $5,475 online on primers from Capital Cartridge.
Okay,
check it out, guys, if you need any.
For 407. So that's less than $100 a box.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That I could go for that. I could definitely go for that. I could split that up between two people. That would be fine.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, if you want to do that, we'll check into doing that.
Let me
Big
see.
Al, nice to see you, brother.
Hey,
I
Big
hope
Al.
everything's going good with you, and I hope you are still buying more Henry rifles.
Oh, we seen well, I didn't see it. My brother today, we were in the gun store in Athens, GA, and he seen a Model 64 Winchester for over $1,000, mint condition, 1940 something model. I says,
Huh.
I didn't get a chance to see it though. I said that thing used to be like $600, high price now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
High dollar. Everything that inflation's hitting hard, and it's just killing the small purchases. You know, when you used to spend $30, now you're spending $130. That's just hard to swallow.
Inflation stinks. I'll say that.
Ah, DJ Play Nice is in the house. Thanks, brother, for stopping in.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Michael Hurtnick, Uncle John, Mark Thomas, Big Al. Good to see Critter, Harold Farmer. Good to see you guys. Thanks for dropping in. We just
If
threw something
PA
together.
Reloader, if PA Reloader's out there in the chat still, please go by my homepage for my channel and hit the about and get my email address on there and send me an email.
Oh, I did see large primers today, Critter. They had 5,000 of them in the store. I did not ask them what the price was. Well, you need rifle primers, right, Critter? What's that?
you didn't ask him the price.
No, because I wasn't gonna buy them. I don't need those 5,000 large primers. They're out the butt. They're $130 a thousand brick.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
So that's over $500.
Yeah.
That's
He'd already told me the price. Yeah.
So that's let's see, that's 500 plus that's $630.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Goodness gracious.
I just glanced over it and looked and seen it and said, nope. But I was intrigued over the Varg.
What brand were they?
I think Federal. I think.
Yeah, I'd have passed over those too.
Yeah. I was surprised to see it because they don't typically this store, it sells out really quick in the back. They also stock all their powder in the back and they only put one jug out to let you know they got it. And then sometimes they don't even let you know they got it. You have to ask them. They just don't. They don't do too well. They don't market reloading supplies that well, in my opinion. But it's my only humble opinion. It's a mom and pop shop. I didn't even know they had powder hid back there until I asked them years ago. And they said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Well, I never see it out, so how am I going to know?" But now they do typically put one out. Reloader 7.62 capital cartridge has Gen X at small pistol and small rifle primers, $450. Okay, shipping included. Okay, yes, that's what better than what Critter said on it. Then I'll check them sometime. Hopefully their price will drop here in time. Oh, Critter says no, just pistol primers, small and large. Okay, got you, Critter.
Yeah.
Like I said, guys, I threw this together. I think the last 15 after 8.
This was a quick throw together, but
Hasbro joined us. Good to see you, Hasbro.
Hey, brother, what's going on?
He just left the range. He says, shooting steel with my wife. That's something I want to do. I've never shot steel. Love it now that she's shooting with the AWOFA group. Cool. I know.
That's awesome.
I was actually asking my brother today. He was at the range here in Georgia, the state run. It used to be nobody was there, but now they got people, I think 2 or 3 government guys. They run the range. And I was asking my brother today, I said, they said it was going to be closed 6 months. How many more months we got to go? He says maybe 2, 3. So I'm going to check. They're putting steel up here in Georgia. The only problem is they're so strict at that place. You can't, if you even do a double tap, boy, they'll be on you if you're not careful.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's kind of stinks because you can't train, even at the range. MS MSB 9021 says ditto on the primers. Need large rifle. None found yet. Big Owl Taurus 357 stainless steel model 65, $300. It's Oklahoma. No FL needed at auction. Oh, cool. Wow. Oh, I seen a 45 Vaquero today. Nickel. 45 long coat. And I'll say long coat.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. I like those Vaqueros, and after seeing the one that the Scotsman had, that used to be the holster man. What was it, Mr. Holster? Vaquero Bisley. That is a nice pistol. He's got a real nice pistol from Uncle or Mr. Holster. I'm sorry.
PA Reloader says, Echo will do, and I'm not that great with technology, but I will try to get your email. Just give me a little time.
Not a problem, brother.
Just take your time whenever you want. You're welcome. Be great to have you on. Andy says, I have shot still. I haven't here. I always shot paper targets, but I always did the good targets where you could see the bullet. I won't do paper. I hate cheap paper targets. The only paper target I ever bought was on September the 11th. I bought a big old, actually I've been trying to find it, a big old Osama bin Laden target for like $3. In September, yeah. And I used to have it hang on my wall one time. I think it said wanted, dead or alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't thought about that in years, that wanted dead or alive part.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I moved from my brother's house, guys. I asked him about the day. He don't recall it. I don't know where it is unless it's up in my attic. And that's possible. But typically all my posters, I got them in my closet.
Be right back. The little missus here is making me, telling me I got to throw some food in her bowl. Yes.
Feeding the cat live.
Bring the cat live once she gets her snacks.
Rollis Carvelis is with us. Good to see you, Rollis. He says, Susan and I just got back from 4x4ing on the Bunny Trail Fire Road. Cool. I got a 4x4. But it's got a rebuilt motor. I rebuilt it years ago. Had it bored out and everything, but it's getting, a transmission now is getting bad. It's got 240, I think, on the speedometer. Hey, we got Robert Ribbit Harrison with us. Good evening, sir. Thank you for dropping by. Always great to have new guys in here and people I haven't seen. Thank you for hitting that like button. Appreciate it, man. I was thinking about setting up the competition shell holders on the T7 tonight, but I may not do it. It depends. Let me see. I tell you who CW's got a link. I'm going to send Walter Bunning an invite. I told him I would. Even if he can't come, I'll go ahead and still send him one. So Walter Bunning's got a link sent for tonight. Let's see who else. Let me go ahead and...
So you're saying you want to bring out the competition shell holders, and yes. Are you doing 223 with them?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else, man. Curtis Long, he's missing in action right now. So who else would it be?
Yeah, Curtis is out with his lovely wife, and they're enjoying a dinner.
Anyway, we'll figure it out in a second. Let's see. I seen that word. I've got my 75 Honda tore completely down now. Getting new tires next week. Just finished the front disc and rear drum brake pads. I got a 1994 Toyota 22RE 4-cylinder deluxe cab, older one, straight shift. And like I said, I rebuilt the motor in 2005. Put new pistons, rings in it, Molly. And transmission, unfortunately,
is that a 2.4 liter?
No, yeah, small. I call it 22RE.
Yeah,
but yeah. That's the only thing I refer to the liter is the Corvette 5.7. Let's see what Reloader 762 says, looks like the primer issue is getting worse and stuff better. All I see is prices mostly going up for what little is out there. That's bad. I know they shouldn't be going higher than they were, this past year or even the beginning of COVID, maybe the first year into COVID. It's getting ridiculous. Get out of the pressure cooker meter. That's something I got to buy. I want to buy me a pressure cooker.
A pressure cooker?
Yeah, I want to buy a pressure canner. Excuse me, not a pressure cooker. Pressure canner. Okay. I want to can chicken, roast beef, steak, anything you can think of. And I want to cook it actually in the pressure canner, and then mason jars and stick it up and stockpile it.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 years it'll be just, you pull it out of the mason jar, that chicken would be, and that beef will be just like you cooked it once you heat it. Really good.
And it does it all with pressure?
Yeah, in a thing of yeah. Mm-hmm. You put water in it, and it
boils it.
I'm not buying the one. You can get the ones with a rubber gasket. The one I'm buying, unfortunately, is pretty high right now. It was high even before COVID. It actually meets aluminum, and it has clamps, and you close it, so pressure builds up into it inside. It's a little, can be better because you don't have to worry about that gasket going bad on you. And of course, you can replace the gaskets, of course, on the ones at Walmart. We appreciate you, Al, coming in here, man. I didn't have nothing to do, and I was getting antsy. I thought we might throw up a stream and see how it goes. Big Al, I'm a Honda motorcycle guy. I was talking about Hondas today, Big Al. Where'd that go? I had a Honda 350, 69 or 7. I can't think of 70. It's been so many years now. And I had a 72 or 3. I had a 550 Honda too, 4-cylinder. It was actually had been in the 550 at one time. It had been in a Shriner owned it, and I bought it from. Got the windshield, saddle things I took off, not saddle bags, but the fiberglass saddle bags. Took that off, and 2 seats came with it. I didn't use the seat. I just used a regular Honda seat on it. But it was good buy. I ended up trading that thing for a car. I wound up in a wreck with that motorcycle too. So, yeah, I like those vintage ones. I always wanted the 750 Honda, and I used to want the 750 Bonneville Triumph. I don't know if any of you guys remember those. They were pretty good. They weren't Harleys, but they had a pretty good sound. A lot of people jacked up the front end, raised the fork a little bit, and put those. I forget what was those bars called on a motorcycle. I forget what that was called. I like that, where you could prop your feet up there on them. I haven't seen a Triumph in years.
What, ape hangers?
For your little foot pegs where you can relax back on the motorcycle and cruise. To me, that's a cruising bike. Anything you can kick back a little bit on, or of course Harleys do it too. I think still. Who else? Vanessa's with us. Tactical Fud. Timothy Burkett. Let's see. I sent CW text, so he hasn't showed up yet. No response. I know I sent him one. He may be busy. He wanted us to do it, and we did it. Sent him one in text. I had a 750. Timothy said he had a 750 Nighthawk. My brother, I can't remember what he had. He's mentioned the name. It was a 1990 model Honda. I forget the name of it. I liked Hondas. I tell you, motorcycle was pretty bad as a bone when it first came out, and that was a Kawasaki 900. But you're talking about 70s when that came out. That thing at Talladega, I was there camping out one night in the 70s, and there's a guy burning tires with it, raising Cain on the track. Back in those days, you could, in the center of Talladega, it had a drag strip. And you could actually get your car out there during the race in the 70s and run your car up and down and fly, man, back and forth. You believe that? I don't know if they still do it now or even allow it. But back then, you could definitely do it. Andy says his first real bike was a Honda 400F. I'm not familiar with those. I remember the 50, the Super 90, the 305 Scrambler, the 350 Honda.
My dad had a 350. Mm-hmm. And that was like a little get around, go anywhere. real cheap, $1.50 a week in gas.
Yeah, those Harleys are heavy, aren't they? I've never driven a Harley. I'd like to.
Yeah,
Do
the
it though.
883 Sportster is probably the lightest, what they call a girl's bike. Like if you're getting started, um, it's a nice bike. My a friend of the family's had a one of those for his wife and had a 1100 Electra Glide for himself.
I remember that.
And when all of us used to ride together, I used to ride my friend's crotch rocket, and he would ride his wife's bike, and his uncle would ride his bike. We used to go all over the place, and that little 883 would get out and move, but it wouldn't stay up with the Gixxer 750. It just didn't have it down low.
Mm-hmm. I remember I remember when AMC had the Harley Sportster back in the 70s. Boy, it was a kind of decline period. I think they had oil leaks, all kinds of issues. Anyway, Uncle John says 425 was as big as I got. Vanessa had a scooter or a motor scooter in 98, got 160 miles per gallon, had a 0.9 gallon tank, carried 2 gallon can on it. Wow. Timothy says, my favorite was a CB 900 with dual range transmission. Interesting. Well, we got off on these motorcycles, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did.
Let's see. Big Al says 360T was just 350T because Honda needed a bigger bike to compete with touring bikes that were getting started. Yeah. Back in the 70s, man, my dream around the time Elvis passed away, my thing was I wanted to cruise out west on a motorcycle and camp out. Kind of like Easy Rider. Cruise out west.
Listen to some Paul Simon, Going to Graceland.
Shoot, I listened to Hendrix back then, man. Beatles, everything you can imagine. I like a few of his songs. A few of his songs I didn't like on Paul Simon. Art Garfunkel. He was truly amazing singer. He lost his voice here a few years ago.
Yeah.
They had to use auto tune with him the last few years back, which is sad because he could carry a tune. Big Al says the Sportster is the one I had, and you could never park it anyone's driveway. I tell people that the reason my pocket was to fix the stuff leaking. That's what I heard about the Sportsters. They had leaking problems. I think they corrected a lot of that stuff over the years, didn't they? After the 70s, yeah, and got it up. I know in the 90s, man, them things were expensive, especially a big touring Harley. I think they were $30,000, something like that. More than Corvettes, or as much as Corvettes at the time.
I knew a lot of guys that had more money in their Harleys than they did their Corvettes. Mm-hmm. Once you start tricking them all out, putting stroker motors and chroming them out with custom tanks and painting and all that stuff, that's thousands of dollars.
Uncle John says, hated my two-stroke Yamaha. My brother had a Yamaha. He talking about it a few weeks ago. He said he misses it. Wish he had it.
Okay, hold on. Did he just say a two-stroke Yamaha?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Was it a street bike? Because I rode an Enduro that was a 1970s Yamaha. That was a street bike, but it was two-stroke. And a girl that I dated rode it. And I can't remember, but a racer had signed the name. It was a monogrammed motorcycle signed by the Yamaha rider at the time. And it was pretty cool just to ride something back from the late 70s and an actual like historical race motorcycle. It was kind of cool.
I had a two-stroke Kawasaki. I think it's Kawasaki 90, where the oil had to mix in the gas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That little thing would fly.
Oh yeah, two-stroke motors built tons of low-end torque.
I bought that thing from a Honda dealer on Beeford Highway in I think Chamblee, Georgia, for $150 cash. I drove it quite a bit too. That 90. He used to do wheelies at red lights on it.
Huh.
Sent you a link, Walter. Walter arrives at The 12,000 mile service on my Euro BMW cost me $950 yesterday. Wow. At least you're taking care of it, and that's a good thing. A lot of people don't. I got to do a lot of stuff to my Corvette out there after I get the engine done. I'm going to change the rear grease. I'm going to change the power steering fluid. I'm going to change the brake fluid. I'm changing every fluid in the thing and pumping it out. Maybe I may have to go buy one of those $100 pumps. We was looking at it today.
Who was talking about BMW?
Walter. He drives a BMW motorcycle.
Oh yeah, he certainly does.
Mm-hmm. Got some beautiful country out there. I'd love to go out west sometimes, man, and see that area. That would be nice. I hope to go out there in my vet. I'm thinking at least going to Tombstone, Arizona. Go down Route 66 with a stereo wide open and no top.
You're going to take your shirt off?
No, I'll let the... Never mind. No, I ain't taking my shirt off.
And be out there like cruising. Get yourself some of that copper tan.
There we go.
And some Corvette sunglasses in the gloves.
Let's get back to gun. Critter says I made a 2,400 mile trip on a 1,200 Sportster. Wow. I know. A few years ago, you could get a nice Sportster here in our county in the 90s. Well, actually, in the 90s for like $5,000.
Yeah.
Reasonable. Here we go. I agree, Big Al. This is a gun channel, so I'll add that my Sportster would go bang every time it backfired. Oh, wow. Hey, we known this, we'd have planned to show around motorcycles or cars. But anyway, it's a good conversation. Yeah, sway bar links. I've did a few of those. Cost $33 and I installed them in AM. I'd be out of work. I did center link. I used to do front end work when I was young. I did alignments and all that. I still remember all the basics.
Notice he said when he's young. You notice all those front end mechanics are always young. It's because they've got to stress. I mean, if you've ever knocked a ball joint out, you know what I'm talking about. It ain't an easy task. Either as a center link sometimes.
I actually, one time, I was in the shop, guys and gals, I was in the shop, and I think it was a Pinto come in there, and we changed the oil. Well, I walked over and checked because I like to sell. I love to sell. I went over and I grabbed hold of the tie rod end and pushed it, and it broke off in my hand. Serious. I said, "Whoa, you're," and it was right there with the expressway. I said, "You just come off the expressway, probably didn't you?" Yeah. He said, "I said you're lucky that you come in here at the right time. They would have been in a wreck." Big Al Blue. There we go. We got the guys. Man. Hey, man. We got Walter here, Echo.
Ah, Mr. Walter.
How you doing, Echo? Elliot, how you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good, man.
Yeah, good deal. You guys have
doing good,
day?
Sir.
Yeah. Getting these alarms here. I need to turn them all off. Flying Rich, Premier.
I'll see if I can.
You got to turn your phone off.
Here.
So you had to do your 12,000 service on your bike, huh?
Yeah, I actually had 11,000 of that done in the first 6 months, and then the last 4 months or so I've had it. I didn't ride much in wintertime, but now we're starting the rally season again, so got new shoes on it and got the 12,000 mile service. They got to go in and do the valves, which means pulling the heads and
oh wow,
just the valve cover gaskets are $90 per side for each of 2 cylinders. So there's $180 of parts just for this gaskets for that BMW. Good grief.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And,
Big Al, I got a 1989, 14,000 miles on it. Original. And it's unfortunately seized up a
lifter.
Lifter. Why I couldn't think of that, I don't know. A lifter.
I was right there. I had a piece of food in my mouth and I didn't want to choke. That would be the climatic end of Echo, choking on a piece of steak on Elliot's show and drop over dead.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm going to have the engine pulled and sent to a machine shop and just let them go through it. And I originally was going to think about building it, putting a cam in it, and souping it up some, but I'm going to keep it original equipment. Value, I think they're going for 20 with low miles, the 30 and under. They're going for 20 to 30,000 now.
Yeah,
I may drive it a couple of years and sell it. Who knows?
well, if you're going to get the engine done and stuff, and throw that kind of money at it, shoot, I'd drive it for a while. Why not, man? That's a great car.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I drove a 89. I owned one for 1 year, and I bought a trade in for a 94 LT1, which is C4. But to be honest, an 89 to 94, that 94 was like driving a Cadillac. Soft suspension, overpowered steering. It was not a fun car. It was totally disappointed me. But I remember 67 Chevy Impalas, Vanessa. So we're on cars so much tonight. What's everybody doing reloading or shooting?
Well, I haven't done any shooting yet this weekend, and I got some other stuff going on tomorrow, so I probably won't get anything done till Monday night. But it was warm here in the west coast of California today, so I needed to shampoo my carpets, and so I got that done and did that short shout-out video to Don Trees-A-Blowing, because he sent me all that zinc. And then I had a couple comments on that and said, well, when are you going to start casting zinc? And I said, well, I've been doing it for 2 years. And they said, where's all the video? And I remembered that YouTube pulled all those down. So I'm going to start uploading some of my zinc stuff over to Rumble. I got one put up there today. And then I've been working on this old Lyman press. And I started shooting some of the video for that. It's pretty much done. And I saw MCK out there, MCK, that's Mark, sent me a couple parts for it. I didn't have the primer feed for it. And the primer arm for that press looks like the little springy arm thing on the old RCBS presses. It's the same kind of thing anyway. But he had an extra one. He sent it to me. And Mark, if you're still out there on the side chat, I think that primer feed piece is not going to work with this press. I think that works with the couple of their other ones, but there's no attachment point for that top piece up there. I have to dig around. I got a manual for it, and it shows something a little different. But I'll talk to you later about that. But anyway, so that's kind of what I've been up to today, working with that press and getting a little bit of video shot for that. So I'll have that up. First part of next week.
You're gonna paint it too, right?
Yeah, it's all painted. I got it back to looking pretty much like original. I wasn't sure of the exact colors. I couldn't find anybody who knew what the real colors really were. That press was made somewhere about 1970, so it's been around a while, but it's in great shape. It looks beautiful now, and it's not a huge press, but it's a 6-hole turret. It was a great concept at the time, and it works great. It works perfect. Timing on it's perfect. Everything's perfect. Real simple press, but yeah, I think when folks see the video on it, they'll like it too, and keep an eye out for them, because they're be a handy press to have on anybody's bench if you can find one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were kind of small back then, weren't they?
Yeah, surprisingly so. You look at a picture of it, and it looks massive, and compared to all the parts and stuff, the main casting, the main body of it is really heavy. It's a heavily cast piece, but it's only off the top of the bench might be 12 inches or so high. So it's got a real kind of the ram arm on it is as long as my arm. It's got a ram arm that's like 20 inches long or something. They must have thought you needed a lot of leverage. It's got another interesting feature on it. You can rig that, and they show you in the manual how to do it. But the linkage is drilled a couple different ways so that you can operate the ram in either of two ways. You can bring the ram up either by pulling your lever down or by pushing the lever up. You can run it either way you want. You just got to change the configuration of one of the linkage pieces. But they had that all set up so a guy could do that. I don't know why anybody would want to, push up to operate the ram. We're all used to, pulling down on them to do it. But so
I didn't know that.
interesting old press. Yeah. Yeah. It was the predecessor to the old T-Mag.
I'm not that familiar with a lot of the old press. I've seen them. I've seen Highboy show a few. I've seen a few pictures online of them.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to have some of that old stuff around. So I'll do some reloading with it.
I'd like to have one eventually, especially restore it. Michael Hurtneck wants to know what color. He may not want to talk about that now, but
what color of? Wait, the press?
Yeah, he wants to know what color you do.
Yeah, Michael, the original colors were kind of a light gray on the press body, and the turret was red. So that's the color scheme that I use. I use a hammered gray for the body, and the red I use is called Banner Red, and it looks pretty close to what I could find. You know, who knows? Every picture you find of one is 70 years old or something. The paint is on it, so they're all faded and stuff. So anyway, it looks good. It looks brand new.
Wow. I got so many presses I don't need anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you. AR, I got a lot of them. You can only pull one arm at a time. But,
yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the deal. Hey, you're a golfer. Yeah, you got more than one club. Well, yeah. Okay.
Make sure my chain's up, because Andy will remind me if it's hanging down. Sometimes it hangs down. Sorry about that, guys. What are you doing, Echo? Back there eating? Stuff in your mouth? I put a stream up, and Echo wants to eat and be an avatar.
Well, you know, he's so dang skinny. He's wasting away to nothing there. He's got, you know.
It's because I haven't been eating very well, Walter.
You're a growing
when you
boy,
eat
man.
Roman noodles 3 times a day, there's only so much weight you can put on. I just ate a steak for the first time in a week.
Oh, good man. Had to take out a second mortgage on the house to buy the steak probably these days. Gosh sake.
I know, with the inflation, I'm like, I'm eating inflation.
Yeah, right.
I was looking at, I come out of Academy today in Athens, and we was looking at remember the old John boats? Used to buy them, sell them used, get them for about $500-600. Not $2,000 by itself, nothing on it.
Wait, hold on. You could buy a 14-foot in 90 something with nothing on it except for a set of oars. Mm-hmm. But that they were real oars. They slipped down in the oar slots that were there. It were $600, $599.99 with the oars, and they were nice cedar, I think, or oak oars, and no motor or anything, but it was ready for all that kind of stuff. And you're saying now it's $2,000?
Yeah, I seen it. I told my brother, I said, look at that, man, $2,000. Who would have thought years ago? Big Al's got a question.
Yeah, he wants to know how many rounds or how many firings you trust off a 45 ACP case. And for me, I shoot them until I keep, like I guess most guys do, I keep a batch together. If I start off with 500 cases, I put them in one batch, and come home, shoot them, reload them, and when they've all been shot up, then clean them, and then mark them as twice fired, then as 3, and so forth. So I keep track. And the primer pockets on mine are usually about the first things that start to go. The primer pockets start to get loose after a dozen firings or so. And
wow.
and I have such an easy source at my gun club for 45 ACP. I have no problem getting them. So 12, 15 firings, the primer pockets for me start to get loose, and the cases start to get a little short enough to where they're your crimp is going to be different on every other one, because if it's range pickup brass and a whole bunch of different head stamps, they're going to shorten by different amounts. So 45 ACP doesn't grow like rifle brass does, you guys. It gets shorter. They're slamming in there, slam, and they shorten up down by the base of the case down there. And so you never really need to trim them after the first time you get them. I'll trim mine the very first time and get them all the same length, but different head stamps have different thicknesses on the case wall, and they will shrink by a different factor than somebody else's does. So I'd say a dozen to 15 times, pretty easy to count on. And after that, shoot them until they get too short, the primer pockets get too loose, or you start seeing, case mounts just get too funky or splits or something in them. And then toss the whole batch. Don't just look at one and say, hey, this one was bad. Toss that batch, put them in your junk bucket and take it to the recyclers when you get enough. That's my MO anyway.
Good to know. You always
And
learn
let
something
me
with
tell-
Walter.
Yeah, let
He's
me
always
tell
got good
you,
info.
Walter
ahead.
always has good info
Mm-hmm.
because
I
I've reloaded 45 ACP, and let me tell you something. Soon as I got one neck split, I should have thrown the whole batch away, because after about the fifth one that I was sat a bullet in and it split, I was like, you know what? I would have been so much better off not priming this brass and just checking to see the mouse on these cases first. And some of the primer pockets were shot too, because when you go to set a primer in it, it's just like no resistance. You're like, oh, that's probably gonna blow right out.
Yeah. Yeah, and Big Al says he's on his 5th reload. You should still be good to go. And of course, the hotter you load them, the shorter you can expect their life expectancy to be. But I think the batch I've got going now is on the large primer ones. I think eight firings, and they're still going pretty good. I just started a batch of small primer because until a couple months ago, I was really short on, relatively speaking, on large pistol primers. So I'd been saving my small primer 45 ACPs, and I broke them out here a couple months ago and started shooting that batch. But then since I was able to do some trades and ended up with another 4,000 large pistol primers. So I'll shoot the heck out of these small primer dudes and then toss them. I got 145 that just eats brass. It just dings them up so bad because it's an old Colt Mark IV and from back about 1980, and I haven't done anything to it. The ejection port was never opened up or anything like that, so the brass just gets hammered as it comes out of there, and it puts a divot in that brass about halfway across the case mount. So I used to just use my small pistol primer stuff. I'd go load it up and use it as fire and forget and just throw it away at the range, after one shot. But now I'm bringing it back.
Wow, Critters had used some of those NAS 3 9mm cases. They can be used up to 35 plus times. Interesting.
Yeah, I've heard that too, Critter, and I've never got my hands on any of that stuff. But
Hasbro says running an 8-pound mainspring, if that helps. I've got a 1911. Mine's stainless steel, 9mm. Springfield Armory, range officer. It's a good gun. I like it though.
I just got a new Springfield 1911 9mm. I'll be doing a video about it. I've only got about 250 rounds through it. I want to get a couple of hundred more rounds through it before I want to do a review. It's just now, after 250 rounds, starting to loosen up a little bit. That thing was so tight and gritty, and it's like it's only 9mm. God dang, it's fucking tight. And then you rack the slide, you could hear it grit. But the trigger's loosened up, the slide, you can see the wear spots, and it's starting to smooth out. It's got a couple things I don't like about it. It's the loaded model. So it's got an ambi safety, which I'm not particularly fond of, but I'm right-handed. And it has the 2-piece guide rod, another thing that I'm not convinced does any good at all, other than require an extra step and an extra tool to do a field strip. I don't know if it really makes any difference or not, but the gun does shoot well. It's a straight shooter, and it's got target sights on it, although the front sight is just a blade sight. It needs a fiber optic up there, but other than that, it's really good. I had Hogue make me some grips for it. I like finger groove wraparound grips, and so their shop is close to me, so they've got my grip mold, and
Wow.
and it's all digitized. I just call them up and say, make me a mold in Cocobolo with X
That's what
kind
I-
of checkering on it, and they get it done. They're pricey, but they make nice grips and they fit right every time, and they make good grips.
That's what I need, Walter. I need a wraparound. It's my-
A lot of guys don't like them, and I don't have big hands,
Mhm.
but the wraparounds, for some reason, they just work better for me, and I don't know why it is. But, they just do. So I've got wraparound finger groove grips on all my 1911s.
I had a Taurus years ago. I think was it 96. They had in the 80s. My brother had it 9mm. I bought it from him. He had the not Hogue, the what's the other brand? Echo.
Packmeyer.
Yeah, he had those.
Yeah.
Around. I bought it from him and then had the finger grooves. I
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
My later fast forward, my PT 101 was 40 caliber. I never did get any. I ordered a set, I should say, wraparound, and it would not work on my gun years ago.
Wow.
So my brother's got the gun now. I sold it to him maybe 6 years ago. I guess it's stainless steel, and it's a good shooter.
Andy's taking off. Good night, Andy.
Night, Andy.
See you, man. Have a good one.
Big Al says he has the range officer operator from Springfield. I have a TRP operator, the full rail, full shroud, and that's my best shooting 1911.
Wow.
It's painful to take that one down. It's got a captured spring guide rod, and it's tricky to get it down. I've got it down. You got to get a paper clip tool
Oh yeah.
to do that.
And God
and the little-
forbid
The
you
little
let that
insertion
spring
hole
out.
the insertion hole on mine is in a hard to reach spot, but yeah,
You got to do one of these with the gun upside down, sideways to get the little hole,
Yeah.
the paper clip. Yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah.
exactly. But it outshoots every other it outshoots my Kimbers and everything else that I've got in the safe. It's a good shooter. I like it.
My slide on mine's like butter. I mean, it just glides. I put a little bit of what is it? Super lube, which is kind of clear. I put a little of that on the slides of my guns. And it just it's like sliding on ice.
And 7.62, you're right. I hadn't thought of that, but they do look like the red and gray colors on the old Massey Fergusons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're very similar to those colors. If you don't see those tractors around much anymore either, except at the shows. But yeah, you're right.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, Walter. What I do, I'll send you a link every time. You come on when you want. Anytime you want.
Sounds good to me. So anyway, what anybody else doing any shooting? Like I said, I haven't shot much. I need to get those two Birdie revolvers back to the range. I haven't shot either one of those since last month.
I haven't shot probably in 3 months, 3 months maybe.
Oh man.
Yeah, I went to my daughter, shot a 35 Remington lever, JM stamped Marlin.
Oh nice, yeah.
Yeah, I shot a core AR-15 and what else did I shoot? My 9mm M&P 2.0 flat dark earth. I didn't take the 1911 with me. I left it in a case at the house this last trip.
The last
Actually
couple
got it
years,
out now.
yeah. The last couple of years, I've become a real fan of the 1911. I've bought several new ones, and after I don't know, I had that Colt for 30 or 40 years before I bought another 1911, and I bought a Kimber, and then I didn't shoot it much, and then I came up with that Springfield TRP operator. And I thought, holy moly, this thing's a shooter and a half, man. I need
Wow.
to get some more of these. And then I started looking at prices, brother. But you can get some pretty decent 1911s that will shoot well if you do your part. You don't have to spend a ton of money. I think I've overspent a little bit on a couple of mine. I think you can go get a Rock Island makes one. I forgot what they call it. It's their upper end one for about $750. And everybody that I've talked to, which are several people at the gun club who have them, say, you know what, they shoot as well as $1,000 Kimber does.
Wow.
So, you don't have to go spend a ton.
Got a new guy here, Justin Watson. Appreciate you dropping by, man. Thanks for coming in. He said he just bought a XL 750 from Dylan to complement the 550C.
Oh,
I
nice.
really want to, yeah.
I had Justin. I had the 750, which I really liked, but I found that I wasn't using it to its capacity anywhere near its capacity, and so I sold it and bought a 550, which suits my needs more. The 550, as you know, now that you've got them both, is less mechanically complicated. There are fewer moving parts, but you're absolutely right, Justin. That fifth hole is really nice to have up in that tool head. So for me on the 550, most of the time I size my brass first in large batches on the Lee APP press. I run them all through there when I get them cleaned. That's the next thing I do, just size them all. And then I can do whatever I want in station one on the 550, which is usually putting a decent flare in the case mouth for my cast bullets. But
I don't
good on
run
you there, Justin. That you're gonna love it.
I don't run the 650 that much. If I do, it's more like processing. I might size a few hundred. I may sometime even prime some on it occasionally.
Yeah, having the case feeder, up there to do processing of any kind. If you were gonna, and I ended up using my 750 for that a number of times. Go through 500 cases and size, prime, and flare, and just do that part. Put them in a bag, and then they're ready to go. And then you can go to your Redding T7 or a single stage or something or whatever, and take your time doing the rest of it.
I know those 1911s are accurate. I love mine. I feel like I can't hit with a polymer gun as well. I typically hit low a little bit. And,
it's a fairly heavy firearm, in all steel compared to the polymers, and particularly if you're like me, with these arthritic old wrists. So I'm loading relatively light. I'm loading all my stuff for 9mm. My 200 to 230 grain rounds are all down at 780 feet per second or something like that, 800 maybe. And all that mass really helps to absorb the recoil, and you come right back on target really quickly. There's a lot to be said for mass in a firearm like that. You're not going to shoot I'm not going to shoot 500 rounds in a row out of it, because it just gets heavy after about 100 rounds. I'm done shooting it.
I took my that 90 Taurus I was telling you about years ago.
Yeah.
Me and my oldest son, we went out to a range in I think 2001, something like that. Actually probably 2002. We shot 1,000 rounds that day through a 9mm, and I shot
Oh boy.
44 mag, 629 I had, 30-06 I shot, 12 gauge pump, 870 Remington.
Boy, oh boy, you guys went through some ammo.
Yeah. Boy,
These days, when we hear anybody talking about I shot 1,000 rounds of ammo, we're going, oh man, that's 1,000 primers at a dime a pop just for the primers these days.
And I didn't know it. My son, I wasn't the one that went out and bought it, and he bought back then. You get them dirt cheap steel case 9mm.
Oh boy, yeah.
I think I still got a few back there from it. Wolf, yeah. And I don't think you pay like $100 for 1,000 rounds, $120 maybe.
Wow, yeah. I mean that's cheaper than you can reload these days.
Yeah, amazing.
By a long shot.
I wished it had been brass though, because I'd have kept it. But even back then, I saved brass most of the time. My brother's got quite a bit of brass he saved over the years. He don't reload though.
Yeah, I've got buckets of 9mm brass, and not buckets, but thousands of 45 ACP
I
stuff.
got about 400 or 500 rounds, I think, of 9, maybe 400. I want to work through. Let's see. Reloader's got talking about a gun here. My Ruger P90 in 45 is pretty chunky, but I like it. Yeah, I used to carry mine Springfield Range Officer quite a bit. It's got little scratches on the top part. It's kind of like a matte surface. It's still got the scratches of me carrying it in holster. And sometimes I know I shouldn't, but I'd actually keep one out of the chamber occasionally, walk through the neighborhood and put one down in my pants, like the Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got where I didn't like that anymore. I said, nope, too heavy. Pulls my pants down.
Yeah, 1911 is pretty massive
Mhm.
piece to use as a
Mhm.
concealed carry.
Yeah, it is. But I like the accuracy of it, though. You get in a gunfight, boy, you pretty much own it. Well, you might not be with adrenaline, but you know what I mean. It is accurate.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're
Mhm.
they're good shooters. I really do enjoy them.
Critter says after I pay off the trailer, I'll buy 5,000 of those small primers.
Yeah,
More
but,
critter in that trailer. That was his dream. He got it now, though. So that's
yeah,
good. Hmm.
yeah. I hope the day comes back when we can even find 5,000 primers for sale someplace.
I
Yeah,
You know,
found
there you
I,
go.
I found 5,000 today.
did you really? Did you buy
Yeah.
them?
No, not for the price. He said
Oh,
$129 per thousand. I said nope.
oh no, thank you.
Yeah, they was in
I'm-
the big box. I think Federal, if I remember.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but a year ago, when primers were going for $75, we all said, "Oh, no way!" No,
Mhm.
I'm not paying it. Now most of us, we'd love to see that $75 mark come back because they're twice that now.
That's what I told him. I said, heck, back in COVID, I said I could get them for, I think you were 120 something. They went down to like 89, 79.
Yeah,
Now they're just sky high again. He said, we don't get much. That's why.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
that's what I hear at my local shops too. I only got a
Mhm.
couple shops that carry that stuff, and they'll sell them to you by the sleeve. You can't buy even 1,000 at a
Hmm.
time from those guys. They'll sell you one or two sleeves and cut you off there, but they want 14, $15 for them
Whoa.
per 100.
Hmm.
We have a military base close by, Vandenberg Air Force Base, and I got some friends that are able to buy stuff out there. But even out there, they're $13 for a sleeve.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
Yeah, and the same thing, they just can't get them.
I'll be back, I hope, Big Al. Come back, Al. We'll be here for a little while.
Yeah,
I'm not going to run long, but we're already running an hour now.
yeah.
Mhm.
My clock's up there. They're looking at that too. So.
I was looking at the live button on my
Yeah. Well,
monitor.
it's still early here. It's only 6:30 here. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're in California?
California.
Yep.
We had one good little thing happen here a couple days ago. Our ninth district court
Mhm.
rescinded a law that was passed in California last year that restricted 18 to 21-year-olds from buying rifles. They're already restricted from buying handguns if they're under 21, but California passed a law said if you're 18, you can't buy a shotgun, you can't buy a 22 long rifle, you can't buy an AR, you can't buy anything. So the Ninth
Ridiculous.
District Court came out and said, no, that's unconstitutional. Throughout the rest of the country, if you're over 18, you're considered an adult and therefore entitled to all of your constitutional rights, not some of them. And
Yeah, absolutely.
So they pulled that. California's notorious for coming back and
So's
the
the
attorney,
Seventh
Attorney
Circuit.
General wanting to stay that until we need time to go study your opinion. And
I seen the headline, what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I didn't get into the story.
I hope
Read
it
it.
sticks. That's was a stupid law. We got no problem sending those folks off to war when they're 18, and yet you want them to come back and say now you can't own a firearm yourself. That's just ridiculous. But,
Yeah, it is. Absolutely is. Amazing that we've got to this place in this country, to this
Yeah.
state like that. Michael Hartnick says, Walter, that's good.
yeah, and Michael, I got a package out in the bench all set up, ready to ship off to you on Monday with a bunch of those L&L bushings. I found a whole box of them. I forgot I had like a ton of them, and I know Michael uses the lock and load AP press, so I'm going to send him a bunch of those.
Good evening.
Awesome.
67 Rebels joined us. Appreciate you dropping in, Rebel.
Yeah, hey Rebel.
Well, I was going to do some reloading but on this T7, but I'll probably just talk a little while. Let's go do the.
You're gonna fall asleep if you stay up much
Well,
later.
I was going to reset this, the instant indicator, and
Oh yeah.
redo it and go through that system is so easy. It's amazing, really. when you
Yeah,
do
and it only takes a second to get it set up right, and then
Yeah.
and then do it the way you do it. Leave it set up right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how fast you can set it up. It don't take but a few minutes. Now, I mean, sometimes you get the dial kind of wonky, which is I'm pretty good at that, as long as I leave the screws fairly tight, So, but I like it. I bought 223 and 308 back when they were like $159, free shipping and no tax in the old days at Brownells. I should
Yeah.
say that.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't have. Every once in a while they'll have a free shipping. Good night, PA Reloader. He's out.
Hey, see you, PA.
Take
Thanks
it
for
easy,
dropping
brother.
in. We'll get you on the show, man. Milsurp Duo, how you doing? Sorry, I had to close up the gun store. Oh, he works at a gun store. Oh, I forgot that.
Ah,
Yeah, I actually set this up a little earlier, but I thought, well, I'll just take it back down live and then reset it. But actually, to me, I can set this up about as fast as I can set that up. Actually, faster. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's strange. It's single stage, but go figure. Are you quiet tonight, Echo?
oh, I'm just listening to what
That
I
guy.
had that guy right there, Walter, Mr. Bunning. I'm just having a little bit of a brain fart there. No, I just ate a lovely steak and I'm relaxing and
Oh,
I'm listening
I'm
about
hungry.
guns and
I'm starving.
reloading. You're
Yeah,
starving?
I remember when in Georgia, I actually, right when in the Vietnam era, I turned 18 and you could go buy beer.
Yeah.
And but Vietnam, the political pressure was, hey, if you can go fight for your country, you can drink, you should buy alcohol. Then years later, they jumped it back up to 21 again. Go figure.
Yeah.
They did it. They kind of forget about that. Well, you're 18, you can go to war, but then you can't have a gun and you shouldn't be able to drink.
Yeah.
So-
It's that having your cake and eat it too thing. You can't roast those same two chunks of meat over the same fire. If you're old enough to go fight and carry a weapon into battle to defend your country, then you're old enough to come back here and have a beer. And
I
if you
believe
don't,
that.
if you don't think that an 18-year-old is mature enough to drink alcohol, then I don't think you ought to consider them old enough to go to war either.
Yeah.
Pick one, and stay with it. Personally, I think, some of our best, combatants are those 18 to 21-year-olds whose bodies are in prime condition, better than somebody that's 40 years old out there, and their brains are sharp and quick and haven't been fogged up by too much yet.
that's a good way to put it.
and and if they need a little coaching on how to shoot, then we coach them how to shoot. If they need a little coaching on how to drink, then we should do that too. And how to be responsible is what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I know. It's funny. I won't go into it deep. It's funny how political pressure changes, isn't it?
oh man, yeah,
Swings like a pendulum.
exactly.
Back both directions sometimes.
Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. So both sides get to have it their way for a while, but I'm tired of the other side having it their way for so
All
long.
the time. Yeah, it's like, can we have a little bit of our time?
Right.
If you're pro-gun, pro-constitution, I want you in office. So that's the way I think.
I
Yeah.
feel like that movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where the one guy is like, or no, it wasn't Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It was Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
Oh, there you
and
Yeah.
Mr. Spicoli's class and the burnout kid. I can't remember his name, but he comes into the class and he's got this pizza that gets delivered. And the teacher's looking at him like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I started thinking, Mr. Hand, if this is my time in the classroom and your time, doesn't that make it our time? And I don't think there's anything wrong with a little pizza on our time. And
Was Sean Penn in that movie Echo?
yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I actually seen him do an interview here a few weeks ago with Sean Hannity.
Oh,
Boy, he was wary of him. I don't trust you. I said, oh boy, here we go. But they agreed on a lot of Ukraine, so that was good. And I seen that video too of him and Kid Rock. It's been out for years, but I watched it a few weeks ago about politics and this, that, and the other. And I said, oh, I missed that one. Apparently, I started watching YouTube. God, I'm trying to think of the year when High Boy first got his first Hornady. Actually, before that, 08, 09, I did guitar lessons online.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd go on there and learn the chords and learn some theory and stuff. Forgot a lot of it, but I still remember some basics. And then all of a sudden, I started do-it-yourself stuff like sheetrock. I need to learn sheetrock. And next thing you know, it evolves. It's amazing what you can learn on YouTube, though. You really can.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch it a lot.
Yeah, and you gotta go to a lot of different sources. You know, if you just watch one guy, you don't know what he's doing is the right way or even a good way. You go watch 4, 5, 6, or a dozen guys, and you see the common things that they all do it the same way. They all tape this way, you know, or they all put their mud up there this way. You know, then, you know, you start to figure out, okay, well, I'm starting to get this now.
Yeah, that's what I do. Same thing. I'd watch, even the guitar, I'd watch this person. I go, nah. And I could usually tell on YouTube, too. I ran into High Boy in the early days, and I said, he knows about a washer. He knows how to make the Hornady work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good enough. Then I seen a few people, I hate this Hornady. Oh, gosh, press is horrible. I forget who that guy's name was. This is years ago, almost a decade. And I still remember the video, though.
Hasbro's got a question out there. Echo, he says he ordered the Blue Yeti USB microphone. Is that a good one?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Quiet room, though. Keep external noise. You'll be all right. If it's got software, run software.
Yeah, it'll have software with it. So yeah, run the software alongside StreamYard. When StreamYard's up, you can activate the software, or I go in and do it first, and then turn StreamYard on or click your link to the show, and it will automatically pop up.
If some of them have settings, I don't know about yours because I don't know what model it is. Some of them you can actually change your sound settings. So
his will too. It's got Blue Voice.
Once it gets online, we can actually listen for you, Hasbro, and get you tuned in right.
Yeah. Backstage, we'll get you all tuned up to where you're sounding great.
Believe me, I should know. I got almost $1,000 in audio here.
Yeah, and you've been through all kinds of audio stuff there.
Man, I've had internet problems here. I had 4 audio interfaces go out in the early days.
Yeah.
And I finally I called them. I requested 2 engineers. One I just got rid of because he wouldn't return my calls. I finally got a lady. She recommended this one. It's a SSL2 Plus, and they make recording consoles for recording studios, and I've had no issues with it. Works perfect. Good. No failures. So it's been good. And good thing is all this was interest free, 2 years. So
yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't go in debt, and my debt is very limited, but I do occasionally do no interest stuff. But I think I got paid down about $600 now, somewhere around there.
Well, that's not bad. That's manageable.
I just decided I didn't really want I tried the Echoes, and for some reason I didn't particularly like it. I've never had a boom arm like this. This is a $100 boom arm, PSA 1. Man, it just works, and it never lets you down. It's pro grade. Even though it's not that expensive, I guess compared to others, it is. If you're talking about a $20 Amazon item, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, and your sound, your audio quality has been spot on. You know, since you got that all finally dialed in with the right gear. It sounds great. Echo does too. I like Echo's setup too.
Yeah, his headset, man. I bought it. I liked it, and I still may buy one to be able. You can walk around that bench. I think High Boy bought one, didn't he? Same thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're nice. And, they're wireless too. So and they
Mhm.
last a long time. I actually last week I did a test thing. I turned a compressor, which means if I scream right now, you all should not hear me scream that bad. I don't know. I've never tested it, and I don't want to scream in a live stream. So I turned it down a little bit and did a test. I don't know if it's better or what.
Yeah.
It supposedly stops you from screaming. If you get loud, it'll temp it down. And then I got
Kitty-
the dog out there. The dog supposedly
Oh,
it clamps that out too. So anyway, enough of that.
Well, Kitty wants to know what type of boom you've got there.
This is a Rode PSA 1. It was $99, probably still is, and it's really good. I mean, you get this thing, you'll have it for years, and it's quiet, no springs, everything's internal, no noise, nothing.
Yeah.
It's really nice for $100. I don't regret it at all. And
Laughing at Hasbro. You see
Yeah.
his comment?
AR sounds like a Pee Wee Herman without it. And yeah.
Yeah, turn off that mic. You'll sound like Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, I do have bass and treble on here, and a few other things, but it's
Yeah, Hasbro Blue Yeti and was bought by Logitech, and that's a good mic. Blue Yeti's been a good mic for years, and Logitech purchased that mic company. And the headphones I've got are made by Logitech, but they've got Blue Yeti, what they call Blue Voice, just like what you were saying in it. So yeah, that Blue Voice is the software that you'll run alongside your computer system.
I can give you some advice, MSB. I'm pretty familiar with the Blue Yeti and the Shure boom arms. I did a lot of research, audio interfaces. I have a DBX 286 processor under the bench here. That's $230, well, probably about $240 now, $250. I got it back when it was cheaper. It's I'm actually running a preamp. I'm not even running the power on the audio interface here. So I should do a live stream on it sometime, maybe a video and explain some of this gear, but I just never have did it.
Yeah, I have no clue how
Mm-hmm.
how any of that stuff works. You guys are seeing me talking into my iPad, and that's what I've got for audio and video. I tried using my iPhone, which has a whole lot better camera and mic in it, but it puts everything out in high def, and my bandwidth can't handle it. My internet connection just chokes on that much video going out.
Yeah,
So
the DBX is good MSB. It you can control so much with it. It's not only a preamp, it's a compressor. It's got a noise gate. It's got bass treble, and a couple $100. And I actually took the cheap route in getting this stuff. This is as cheap as I could get quality. You start going down to some of the other, you're okay, depending on what you want. But me, I'm kind of weird and picky about stuff. I'll buy something cheap and I swear I'll take it back and get a refund. Then I'll buy something hundreds of bucks more higher later on. And I just went and did research and got it. But, you can't beat a Shure mic, any brand, even $100 Shure, 99. You can get them for $99 for streaming. You won't regret it. Put a piece of foam on it, it'll work. And I'm also dynamic, guys. I'm not USB. And dynamic takes away the side noise and the rear noise in the mic. Like if I turn this around, you probably won't hear me as much.
Right. Yeah.
And I go here, you can hear me. So that's depending on your house. I have no one in here, no kids or nothing, so it's better for me. My granddaughter and my great grandkids are going to be moving in here. So
Hey,
my
Ram.
great grandkids will be here quite a bit.
Got
Making
Ram
spaghetti.
4x4 here.
Hey, Ram, how you doing, brother? Ram always dropping by. Appreciate you dropping in, Ram. We're gonna cut out of here shortly, guys.
Yeah, I think Uncle Jim is
Oh, okay. Is he live, Uncle
firing
Jim,
up
live?
a stream with Kurt on Tin Man's channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he said he wasn't doing his normal Saturday night.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think Tin Man is doing it. So because I
Okay.
got a
Oh,
link to him. Yeah, that's why I was typing that to you.
All right, cool.
Critter
Well.
says, Yeah, Critter, I didn't send out the link this time, man. I apologize for that. We'll get you one next time. If he's streaming, well, we're going to close this out in just a few minutes, guys. We pretty much called all of you out. I can run down. Let me run out and shout you guys out because we appreciate you being here. I noticed I was watching Georgia shooting the other night, and they go, "Whoo, wow, torture," and a lot of people to call out. Depending on how much if everybody chats a lot, it gets long. Hey, Critter 9A's with us, Reloader 762, Milsurp Duo, MSB 9021. Critter G Wells was with us, MCK, Pennsylvania Reloader, PA Reloader. Bear with me here. Sometimes I can scroll fairly fast, but then it blurs. Andy 79Z28, The Robe. Who else was with us? Michael Hurtnick here. Good to see you, Michael. Andy. Same. Let's see, who else? MCK, Critter. Harold Farmer was with us. Appreciate you dropping in, Harold. Mark Thomas. Michael Hurtnick, I called. Harold Farmer, Mark Thomas. Big Al. Appreciate you coming in, Big Al. Reloader 762, did I call him? Hasbro, he was with us. MSB 9021, appreciate you dropping in. And if you want to know audio, ARgun1776 at gmail.com, and I'll talk to you. What at least what I know about it. And, but it depends. The one Echo's talking about, it's a good mic. You can't beat it as long as you don't have a noisy room. And if you got the software, you can actually tune out that noise. It has a noise gate too, so it's a good system. Hasbro, who else? Let's see. I called him. Uncle John was with us. Robert Ribbit Harrison. Appreciate you dropping in, Robert. Good to see new people in here. Who else? Tactical Fudd. Good to see you, Tactical Fudd. Timothy Burkett. Vanessa Kitty. Mark Thomas, I think I called. Let's see. Come on, roll. I know I can scroll faster than that. For some reason, my vision's blurring tonight. Been out in the pollution all day. Walter Bunning over here in the panel. Appreciate you coming in, Walter. Always good to have Walter with us. He's a wealth of knowledge. Let's see. Who else? MCK. Uncle John. Critter 9A. James Pollard. Can't forget him. Who else here? Hasbro, James, I'm about there. Bear with me, guys. Walks Fletcher. I must have missed him earlier.
Appreciate I missed him earlier too. Hiya, Raj.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
you will occasionally. It's just kind of the nature of it. I hate overlooking people too on here.
How about Rollis Carvelis?
Rollis Carvelis is with us. I hadn't got to that yet.
Oh,
I'll get there. Yeah.
You're not.
I start at the top.
Okay, I was going up the other way and watching.
I have did that, Walter. Actually, Justin Watson was with us. Appreciate a new person coming in here with a Dylan 750. You'll like it. Dylan's good quality.
Yes, sir.
I like the 650. I would actually like a 550, but I'm not going to go financially in deep right now. Who else? Hasbro, Big Al, Hasbro. I called. Let's see. Oh, 67 Rebel SST AMC.
Mm-hmm.
Check these people out, guys. They got channels, most of them. Hasbro's got a good one. I watched his video today. Mark Thomas. I seen your video the other day, Mark. Appreciate you coming in all the time too, brother. Who else? I'm almost there. MSB I called. Ram 4x4. Uncle John. Timothy Burkett. I think I got all of you. Take it away, Echo, and we'll go around the square.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and joining us tonight for our little get together. It's always a pleasure to be on your channel, AR. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Walter, for coming out tonight. We both appreciate you participating very much, sir. And look for us Monday night. We'll be doing a live stream at 8:05 p.m., me and AR. And we'll be having some special guests on, and we'll be talking about loading for the service rifle, and we're going to be doing crimping.
And then Thursday night at 8:30 p.m., I'll be doing the competition shell holders. I'm going to run through it and set up the T7. So
that'll be great.
So what you going to be doing, Walter?
I'm I took a couple weeks off from YouTube and I got behind on my videos. So I've got another shout out short coming up first part of next week. I've got the video that I'm working on with that old Lyman Spar T press.
Nice.
And I got a couple new firearms in the house. The new Springfield 1911 9mm, and I got a new long gun that I'll show you guys about next week too. So
I know who I forgot. I was going to send Mac a link. I think I left a link off to Mac tonight.
he might
Oh.
be, he was going to go out camping or something. I think
Was he?
this
Okay.
weekend,
Yeah,
or
he-
with a
that's right.
side-by-side
He was-
or something like
Yes, with
Yeah.
his wife, and he
Yeah.
had some friends that have side by sides, and they were going to be four wheeling this weekend.
that. Yeah, I think so. They're probably out in the middle of no place enjoying life.
Yeah, it's good having you guys here. Go over and check out Tin Man. I'm going to go in there and watch him on the phone for a while. Chat with you guys.
All right.
Appreciate you coming on, Walter. It's always a pleasure having you, man. Thanks,
All right.
Echo. And
Thank
you all
you.
have a good one. God bless. We'll catch
Good
you on
night,
the flip
everybody.
side. Night.